Yes, Yolanda. I told him he has to be here every Saturday, and I'm gonna make him sign a contract. He's here every Saturday. What is going on, comic book familia? We are back with Up with Comics. My co-host, as usual, is my cousin Momo Comics 80 Robert. How is it going?
All right, man. Sorry about last weekend. I had a chaperoning job on a Saturday night. It was like homecoming. So I was there standing with a bunch of high schoolers. But the show must go on, and you did.
So
So
much
good
going on.
job. Yeah,
Yeah,
good
thanks,
job. Good
man.
job.
Yeah, I love having you on with me all the time. You know that, but it's also, a little bit exciting for me, at least, doing a show by myself, so, but it was good times, but I'd rather do it
Yeah.
with, we can go back and forth and talking about comic books and entertainment news. I look forward to that more than anything, just talking to you about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, just it's busy time of year right now.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't know, I'm a teacher, a high school teacher. So there's
Yeah.
just lots of things going on, homecoming, football games, trunk or treats, board meetings. Like it's we're in it.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to have like these breaks hanging out with you and just kind of like hanging out, and having a good time.
We
So
we do this show, on Saturdays most of the time, and we try to do it between like an hour and a half. I don't want to take too much of your time because I know you're a busy man. You're working, I'm retired, so you get
yeah. Oh, you know what? And then also, like, I feel like I'm looking at myself now on the camera, like I'm wearing like this plain sweater. Like the weather up here, it's changing big time,
is it?
dude.
Oh,
Oh yeah, man. Like, it's I'm in Northern California and by Sacramento, and it's hot most of the time. And this fall has been like really, really hot. Like we were in 90-degree weather, like maybe a couple of weeks ago,
wow.
and now, I mean, we're upper 70s. So it just like switched, like just like someone just went, and now, yeah, 20 degrees less. So like we're all kind of like trying to adjust. So like, you want to wear shorts, but it's like too cold. But then by the afternoon it's hot. So then you're like, okay, now I need take off a jacket, take off a hoodie. It's very NorCal right now.
I am in Southern California. So we have Northern California up by Sacramento. We have Southern California up by San Diego. So we got California covered more or less, so
Yeah.
we do this show on a weekly basis. And hang on for a second here. I'm just checking something. I do up to the minute news as much as possible. I try to put it in our slides, and this just popped up. So hopefully I made a copy of it. This is by James Gunn. Let me see if I can find. I didn't make a slide of it, but it just popped up on my feed like about 10 minutes before we started. Let me see if I can find it here. So yeah, this is not an officially unofficial start. I just found out it says James Gunn clarifies how the new DCU will make DCEU events canon. He clarified we learned that other things that have happened in the past and other media have still happened. There are references to things that happened in the past, and those references then become canon in the DCU. And then he has a picture of the movies that came before him, with all the actors on it, the Justice League. So that looks like that's going to be canon. I'm not sure how they're going to do all that since they're different actors. I thought it was going to be like a soft reboot, so to speak, but it looks like it's going to be canon.
Well, you know what? I mean, think about like Wolverine, Deadpool, like they're mentioning things from the Fox universe,
Yeah.
incorporating what even Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, right? Like there's little things that I think audiences are just willing to kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go with it. So, but you're right. I wonder how much he's gonna stick to that stuff because it wasn't
Yeah.
all good. But at least it speeds up the storytelling. Like you shouldn't have to go back and retell like the origins of every single character all over again. Like, you know what I mean?
So yeah, that's exactly, that's a very good point. So I mean, is it the same universe or is it just a different? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll find out, but
We like James Gunn,
yeah,
right? Like we do. So like
yep,
I guess
definitely.
we gotta trust the creative process a little bit and hopefully it pans out.
So, like I said, this just popped up on my feed and I didn't have time to make a slide of it. So, before we get on with our regular show and slides, we have one comment here. Oh, Roderick Comics and Collectibles. Hey, Rod, how's it going, man? Thanks for checking out our show. We do this on a weekly basis. Roderick and Rob is the guy who introduced me and Peter, Triple G Comics.
Hmm.
And we started from there.
Right on, man.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for showing up, Rob. And you ready for the show? All right. So this is entertainment and comic book news. I look at stuff obviously from the last week and I make, I take pictures of it and then I put it on the slides. So this all happened within the last week. And the first one, this has happened today, early in the morning. Myself and Rob and a few other people woke up at 8 o'clock, at least by 8 o'clock, 8 and 9 to get these badges. But Comic-Con 2025, the open registration was postponed.
So to be clear, this is the main way to get into San Diego Comic-Con. Like if you haven't gone before, this is the general sale. It's usually pretty nuts, but this isn't like a new thing. Right? Like they've been doing online sales forever now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. It just paused.
Yeah.
I was really frustrated because I was like, okay, 13 minutes and I'm in.
Yes.
Like the queue, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna get in pretty early. But then it just paused and everyone was just kind of watching, waiting. And then the notice came out that they're gonna reschedule. I wonder what happened.
I don't know, but they said it was something that they couldn't fix right away. But there has been delays in the past, and this is the first big delay that I remember. At least 5 years has gone by that I don't remember having a delay like this. I know they canceled it once before because they had technical difficulties.
Yeah,
a few people got in before their system crashed, and they saying those badges will be honored.
but they did, pre-registration, right? Because so there's regular open registration where anyone can buy a ticket. Yes. And then there's pre-registration where if you attended the previous year's show, you get an opportunity to buy tickets ahead of time. And that went fine. So I wonder, I'm curious, what was the big difference between, a couple of months, 1 month?
Well, one big thing between pre-registration, people who went last year, and open registration. Pre-registration are just for people who went to the con last year. Open registration is open to the whole world, so to speak. So I know that's for sure. A lot more people are logged on.
A lot more people.
Yeah, but it's been postponed, and I'm sure it'll probably be in a couple of weeks. We'll just have to go. Luckily, we got our badges, and luckily, knock on wood, we'll do another panel next year for Comic-Con. But we're all gonna have to do it again. I'm probably gonna be in a week or two. I would imagine.
Yeah, I bet it'd be within 2 weeks. Yeah, so. Definitely before Thanksgiving. I would be surprised if it was longer.
That was the bummer of the day, waking up and seeing that San Diego Comic-Con, the open registration was postponed and to be continued. We'll let you guys know how it went when it opens up again. And hopefully, most of us got our badges already that we wanted. Just a few people, but we'll try again and we'll let you guys know. We'll give you an update, afterwards. Hopefully, like I said, when it opens up in a couple of weeks or so, we'll have all our badges. So, that's to be continued.
Yep.
And speaking of Comic-Con, one more thing about New York Comic-Con. I recently found this site, like I said, this last week. They have the top 10 selling books so far from the con. New York Comic-Con, they all have their own exclusives just for sales, so to speak, at New York Comic-Con. Just like San Diego Comic-Con has theirs and other cons, they have exclusives. And these were the top 10 selling books for New York Comic-Con, which just went just last week. Number 1 was Spawn, number 357. Number 2 was another Spawn, 357, and Batman, Absolute Batman, number 1. And then we have Wolverine, number 1. And then what's that next one? I can't even read it. My computer's Storm, number 1. And then there's another Absolute Batman, and Uncanny X-Men was number 7. And Vampirella was number 8. Number 9 was Fantastic Four. So these were the top 9 of them so far. Like I said, they have sold, variants at New York Comic-Con. And number 10, which is, I wanted this one, but I could, you had to be there, obviously, and you had to show that you had the Marvel app to read comic books. And I really like this one. It was Daredevil number 14.
Now, did you see, was it JTC's variant for he did like a negative color Daredevil.
I
And
think so.
it's like
Yes.
it's just like his face, but with the
Yeah.
radar thing. That looked good too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I did see that one. Yeah, that looked
Yeah,
cool too.
I'm surprised that one's not on the list.
Well, they saying these are, they said this could change.
Mhm.
Oh, right below that it says that JT Foil was pretty. I
Oh,
can't remember.
there it is. You're right.
There it is. Yeah. So this
Yeah,
is the
it was
top 10.
nice.
I'm sure that probably was number 11. So, but
uh,
these were the slide. These were the the ones that most sought after, and I got a couple of them, and I'll show them to you when it's show and tell time. I got
okay, right on.
yeah. And next slide. Today, this post came out today. And most of these posts I get are from Instagram. 40 years ago today, Terminator was released. I was like, dang, that was like 40 years ago today. So, October 26th, it was released 40 years ago. So, just this movie just really changed the trajectory of Arnold Schwarzenegger's career. Even though he didn't have a lot to say, it really put him up in the superstar status as far as movie stars.
Yeah.
And it was a good movie. I really enjoyed this movie. Just every time you get near a computer, you always think about Skynet.
Oh, AI nowadays, right?
Yeah. So that was today, was the release 40 years ago. And this picture, I was on Peter's Triple G show early this week, and he said to choose 3 topics. And I figured I'd show him this topic again on my show. I really like this because it just shows a comparison. If any of you have heard of the Red Band books by Marvel, they started about 2-3 months ago, which they're polybagged, and it says Red Band Honor. So basically they show more gore, more bloodiness, like more like an R-rated book. The dialogue is the same. Basically, it's just some pictures inside the book. They don't, consider them for younger audiences, so to speak. So the cover on the right is the ending of the book where you see Blade, basically cutting Doctor Strange in half, and they show all the guts and blood and everything. On the picture on the left, it's just more like the rated G version where he just stabs him. Wow. I don't know if you've read any Red Band books, Rob. We mentioned it, like I said, on Triple G's show. It just seems like a money grab to me.
Oh, absolutely. No, I've read some violent comics before, but yeah, Marvel traditionally. I remember going to some Comic-Con panels, and Ryan Otley, he was talking about how he went to Marvel and was doing Hulk, and he was talking about the difference between working with Image and Marvel and some of the restrictions and the creative process in it. But that's actually one thing he talked about is like they don't like, for example, like bullet wounds with blood and guts going all the way through the body, like those really dramatic, violent imagery, like what you see on the right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a gimmick in my opinion. It's interesting to see because you don't really see stuff like that with these characters.
And in the Red Band books, there were other pictures along with it, and they just show more blood and guts, basically. More like it's an R-rated type of book.
Here. Yeah, we'll see if they start showing boobs now.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's going to be the next thing.
So this is, I found this interesting, so I figured I'd put it on my show too. And the next slide too. Okay, Rob, this is just a trivia one. I found this, and I'm going to see if Rob knows what this answer is. This is from Nat Geo Books. What are the names of the hitchhiking ghosts at Disney's Haunted Mansion? There's choice A, B, and C. What do you think it is, Rob?
Oh man. Not C.
Not C. Yeah.
Not C. So I got a 50-50 chance between these other two. I'm gonna go with A.
Okay.
Because that feels like more old timey. Yeah. That's why.
I thought this was just fun to show, and you are right.
Hey,
Ezra and Gus. Now next time you go, you can show off to your family. Did you know that their names are?
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty entertaining, so I just had to put that up there for you. And our next slide, Daredevil Born Again will premiere on March 4th, 2025. This is on Disney Plus. I think it's going to be, from what I've been hearing, it's going to be more like a Netflix type of show. I think they're going to show more blood and guts, like a Netflix, or like the previous Daredevil shows on Netflix. You know, I can't wait for this to come out. I'm definitely going to watch this again. And the two actors, the main actors, Daredevil and Kingpin, they're going to reprise their roles for this series.
No, yeah, that was. I mean, like, that was one of the best series that Netflix actually put out, man.
Yes.
That especially that first season of Daredevil. I mean,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, these are street level heroes, and it was street level, which I liked about it a lot. Hopefully, they won't make it campy. Please don't. You know, like they had, like when he was on She-Hulk, when Matt Murdock showed up on She-Hulk, I went, "Oh, come on, guys!" Don't
Oh
go
yeah,
belt, you know.
and I would say I would actually say that was campy, but then also what was it? Was it the Hawkeye Christmas
Yeah.
show that Kingpin was in, and he was wearing like the Hawaiian shirt?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I get it. I know what the Hawaiian shirt's about, but like his role didn't seem as scary, like because he was
Yeah.
a scary character,
Yeah.
like in the first season, especially the first season.
I think they just have to cater to an older audience a little bit more, you know. So just make it more mature. You know, I know Disney. What we all think about Disney, we think of, you know, Pinocchio, you know, those types of movies, you know. But you know, they took on Marvel, you know, so everybody expects more from them, you know. So hopefully they'll be on the right foot this show when it comes out next year.
Yeah.
And this is just entertainment news, like I said, that I found out. It says Mike Flanagan scares up another with Stephen King's Carrie as an 8-episode Amazon series. And Carrie, the original, starred Sissy Spacek, I believe her last name was.
Yep.
And this was like from the 80s or 70s. The original Carrie starred John Travolta also. I remember watching it. So, and this was a great movie. So hopefully, yeah, this is 8, you know, episodes long. So obviously it's going to be a lot more scary and mature audience, you know. And one on the right says Christopher Nolan's next movie will be a 1920s horror film about vampires. So
now I like Chris Nolan, and I did see this bit online. I'm really curious what he's going to do with it. Like, is it an original story, or is this something that he is partnering up with? I don't know. You know, where's he getting this script from? Like, what's the plot? So I'm definitely down for that.
Christopher Nolan, we know he did the Batman with Christian Bale back in the day.
Inception.
The Oppenheimer just won an Oscar last year, you know. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be in good hands. It's a vampire movie, and it's going to be set in the 1920s. So we'll see. You know, hopefully both of these will be good to watch. You know what else? So on the left, Marvel Studios wants the Avengers to fight the X-Men before 2028, but they better introduce the X-Men really quick, you know. But they're not doing it. Next year, they're not going to be around. They're not going to show them. There's going to be Fantastic Four movies, and I'll show which movies are coming up by Marvel. I have a slide later on for that. So if they're going to do it, they better introduce. They've been introducing a little bit of X-Men in the Captain Marvel movie at the very end, the most recent one, the Marvels, and we'll see. It says the middle one says James Gunn wants David Corenswet. James Gunn says David Corenswet is going to blow people the F away in the Superman movie. So we'll see. And, Doctor Strange 3 and Shang-Chi 2 reportedly won't begin filming until 2026.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with these movies, you know, coming in the future. But yeah, they have to bring the X-Men in, you know, by 2028. If they don't, I mean, it's been at least 4 years since Marvel Studios got the rights to 20th Century Fox. It has to be at least about 4 years.
Yeah, but like you said, they haven't even really done anything with the Fantastic Four, you know?
Yeah.
And if they rush it, we'll see. Maybe that will be the way they introduce the X-Men, is like an X-Men versus Avengers kind of plot. Maybe that's going to be it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what they're going to, you know, they want them to fight the X-Men, but are they going to, I mean, they introduced Gambit in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. But I think they're going to have to introduce, at least, you know, to the general public may not know who some of these characters are.
I don't know, man. The X-Men, a lot of people know who they are. X-Men 97.
That's true. That's
the X-Men films. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone knows Wolverine. Everyone knows Cyclops. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, but
yeah.
I think
he
has 3 years.
Yeah.
So
think
good luck.
James Gunn has to say that the actor's going to blow people away, because this is a movie, he
Oh
wants to
yeah.
fight for it, and hopefully Doctor Strange 3 and Shang-Chi 2, will be good movies, but they won't begin until 2026. Yes. We got a question here. Who's this?
I don't know.
Janine Renee. You know her?
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her, me neither. Who's your favorite X-Men? Gosh, that's a good question. I can always say my favorite, Marvel character. I'll always say Daredevil, but gosh, favorite X-Men, huh? Oh, you know who it is? To me, I always liked her, but she's become such a central part of the X-Men. It's Kitty Pryde, and I always like Lockheed the Dragon too.
Yeah, no, you've talked about both of them quite a bit.
Yeah.
I thought for a minute, I'm like, is he gonna say Dazzler? Is he gonna say
Yeah.
Dazzler?
That was another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I always like Kitty Pryde, So, what about you?
Man, I gotta go with Wolverine, dude. I'm
Wolverine,
surprised. Yeah, come on, bub. I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, the best there is of what he does.
Yeah.
Janine, if you have a favorite X-Men, let us know, please. And thanks for checking out our channel. We are here every Saturday, so spread the news to family.
And friends.
And friends. And next up, Tom Holland confirms Spider-Man 4 will begin shooting next summer. We're nearly there. Looks like, Marvel's, moving forward, obviously, they don't make as many movies as they used to. I mean, they don't come out, in a calendar year as much as used to, which I think is a good thing for them. They have to slow the boat down a little bit and just overwhelm people with work and movies that weren't up to par to what we expect. But, it looks like they're going to start shooting next summer. There may be at San Diego Comic-Con too to announce something,
Not surprised, man.
Yeah,
he's doing a good job. He's young. Like, why stop? Good for him.
There is Happy Gilmore 2 is going to be ramping up pretty soon, I believe, in the next year or so. And Kid Cudi has been cast in Happy Gilmore 2. Doesn't say what role he's playing, but I love Happy Gilmore.
So Kid Cudi's a rapper.
Yeah.
And he was on the Sonic, not Sonic, the Knuckles TV show.
Okay.
That's, I think, probably the latest thing that he's done, like TV wise. But yeah, Kid Cudi, he's more in the acting field than he is in music, it seems like right now.
It's a big step up doing a movie with Happy Gilmore too. So hopefully it'll be a success. And Janine's favorite character is Magneto. Okay, let's get on to the next slide. So when I see a movie, any movie in a movie theater, for me, I think it has to be at least 2 hours long. That's just my, you're in there in a movie, you don't want a movie to end like in an hour and a half or, hour and 40 minutes, which Momoa #2 is an hour and 40 minutes, making it 7 minutes shorter than the first film. I just want to see a movie, and I don't mind sitting in a movie theater for 2 hours. The last Avengers movie was over 3 hours long, and it was well worth it. So for me, my opinion, I'm not just picking on Momoa. I can't even pronounce it.
Moana.
Moana.
There it is.
Moana #2. I think any movie should be at least 2 hours long to get my money's worth.
Not me. I mean, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. I'll see it. Like Inside Out 2 was pretty short, and I went to go see it in the movie theater. It was great. I actually I'm the reverse, man. Like going to the movie, it shouldn't kill half your day. So like if you go see a movie that's 2.5 hours, you got another 30 minutes of trailers, what I mean? Like I'm okay with it as long as just the story's good.
Well, hopefully it'll be a good movie.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Let me see what else here. So Josh Brolin's Thanos is reportedly set to return in Secret Wars. When I pick these up, like I said, I pick up this information from Instagram. A lot of these are just rumors that people pick up. It says, according to CBM.com, Josh Brolin will reportedly return as Thanos in Avengers Secret Wars. I can see that happening, especially if they have the Beyonder picking people from anywhere in the universe at any place and time, And Marvel Studios is reportedly fast-tracking the Midnight Suns film.
Maybe. So, I don't know. I mean, they basically can Blade, right?
I was about to say the same thing. So who knows? So if they are, they're probably going to have Blade in it, and maybe that will segue to a standalone movie. But this is fast tracking. So when we mean fast track, we mean like the next day or that day of. When movie studios say fast tracking or set to come up soon, we're talking about probably 3 years from now.
Yeah,
So
we'll see, dude.
we'll see. Yeah. And 20, I read this, I found this very interesting. 20th Century Studios has already made a secret Predator movie and is developing an Alien Romulus sequel. This secret Predator movie came out, like I said earlier this week, and they said that's all the news that they had on it. But then after that, Discussing Film said the secret Predator film is reportedly an animated anthology film. So yeah, they didn't tell anybody about it. This news just broke this week, but then a couple days afterwards, like I said, Discussing Film said it's going to be an animated anthology film. So yeah, hopefully it's good. I'm not sure if it's going to be, maybe on Amazon or it's going to be on a movie theater. But yeah, so it's not a secret anymore.
Did you see Romulus?
No, did not see it.
I heard it was good. I wanted to see. That was when I did want to go see in the theaters. I just never got out there.
Predators has been on Marvel books recently. There was like a miniseries with Wolverine, which was pretty good. It went, basically this rookie Predator you could tell it's from a long time ago, but he didn't look like the most recent Predators, their outfits, so to speak. He went after Wolverine and he went after him for years and years and years. And, Wolverine for a while, he didn't remember who he was. So when he attacked him at a certain, issue of the book, he said, "Who's this guy? Why is he attacking me?" He had lost all memory of all his previous, thoughts, and he didn't even know who he was. So it was a pretty good storyline. And right now, Predator is fighting Black Panther. So in the comic book, so they're pretty good storylines so far. Highly recommend it. And so there's going to be a new Star Wars film with featuring Daisy Ridley, Rey, but it's a search for a new scribe. Looks like the writer, left. So they're looking for a new writer for this series, for this movie. I don't know, man. When they're saying that they're looking for a new writer, that means, hopefully they'll find somebody decent, because I really want these Star Wars films to do good. I mean, Star Wars to us, I could speak for you a little bit, Rob, it's just part of our DNA. I always say comic books are in DNA. I think Star Wars is also.
Yeah, I feel like they just made this announcement that she was going to sign, that she signed on. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it because it sounds like it's just in a very early phase of, hey, we want to do another Rey film. And maybe the vision just isn't quite clear yet because it is so new.
Yeah.
So I'll give it some time. They're going to invest in somebody good. I mean, they have so much money.
Yeah, I just think that a lot of these movies, they rely on the past. Star Wars, past, but most of these all the main characters they killed off, they died now. So they're gonna have to move forward with brand new set of characters,
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. And I've been watching this show on Netflix. I just started watching it, Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. Season 1 just came out on Netflix. It's an animated show. I highly recommend it. It's, just reminds me a little bit of Indiana Jones, or going after artifacts and just trying to help out people. But season 2 is a go on Netflix. So probably see it sometime next year. So I really like this show. Have you seen it yet?
No, I saw the thumbnail, but no, I have not checked it out yet.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. It's not too overly graphic. I think kids can enjoy this show as well as adults. So it keeps you entertained, which is the most important thing. So yeah, season 2 is a go on Netflix. And I found this interesting. Disney will reportedly announce a huge AI initiative that will transform the creative output with a focus on post-production and visual effects. AI will also be integrated into Disney's park and experiences business in some way.
All right, go back to the Terminator slide.
That's true. Huh? Like, oh God, everybody thinks it's all make-believe until all this mayhem happens. Yeah. I mean, AI, I don't know. I don't know what they can do to make it more entertaining. Oh, you know what they can do for Disneyland is make the line shorter. So
yeah,
maybe they can figure AI to do that somehow. But are you interested about this at all? Does it excite you a little bit?
I'm not really, man. I get worried about like the creative process. I mean, whether it's AI designing covers for comic books.
Yeah.
Right. Like, or taking away that kind of human touch to things. So, then why do we need the animators? Why do we need the writers?
Yeah.
So I am a little leery like of how dependent it's, I guess, but we'll see what they do.
I remember they made a big deal about when that Disney show came out with Nick Fury.
Scrolls.
Yeah, they
Secret
were
Invasion.
a deal about the AI, the artwork for it. That's when AI was just coming around. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they're doing the right thing. This I just saw today, and I tried looking into it a little bit more, but I didn't find much information. Ryan Reynolds has just seemingly teased that Deadpool is getting his Christmas holiday, is getting his own holiday special. He didn't say much else about it, and he just posted on Instagram or Twitter, and I tried looking into it afterwards. I didn't find anything else on there. So, but yeah, hopefully if it's true, that'll be pretty cool. We will see. And next slide here, John Wick. It's been 10 years since the first movie John Wick came out. So look, it's coming back to theaters in November 2nd, and if I'm reading it right, 6th or 8th. And that's been 10 years, I know. And then a John Wick prequel anime film is in the works. So John Wick, I mean, he died in the last movie. So I'm sure, and there's John Wick 4 is in production or pre-production. So this is a character that, basically won't die, and he'll be around for years and years to come. Have you seen any of the John Wick films?
Oh yeah, no, we've seen them all.
Yeah.
I mean, good actions. The universe actually seems pretty comprehensive,
Yes.
The anime, I mean, that seems like a natural like fit for the franchise.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be cool, man. If they got the animators there, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, this year the animated one, the film will show John's impossible task that allowed him to retire for love. So it's a prequel, because we know in the first one, his wife died, and all he has is the dog, and so hopefully it'll be good. So yeah, John Wick, and the Continental was a show. I think it was on Amazon last year, and that was a pretty good series too. So it's all in the John Wick universe. Oh, so I was talking about Marvel movies, and these are the movies that are coming up in 2025 all the way to 2027. There's no X-Men on there, but it says Captain America 4 is coming in February 14th of next year. Thunderbolts, May 2nd. Fantastic Four, July 25th. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be right in the middle of San Diego Comic-Con. They're going to have a showing of that movie.
Of which one?
Of Fantastic Four. It's coming out July 25th.
Yeah. I mean, they got it. They did that. Yeah. I mean, they did it with Wolverine and Deadpool, you know? And I'm not sure how I feel about that, because, like, I mean, the movie is going to be released like that, probably the same. I mean, isn't that the date of Comic-Con?
Yeah.
That might be it. So it's like,
I agree with you. One thing is they didn't handle it well. I heard it, the people had to register online for Wolverine, Deadpool, and then they got an email if they were accepted. A lot of people just made copies of that email, and you were just handing them, when they were in line. So a lot of people got in who didn't actually win to go see that movie, and a lot of people who did win got left out because they were packed. They couldn't let them in. So unless they handle it better somehow, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, because I just looked up the date. It's the July 24th through the 27th. So, like, I don't know. With Wolverine, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch it when I'm at a Comic-Con. I kind of wish they would have like maybe pushed it a week back.
Yeah.
And then you do an advance. You know what I mean? Give those people, like the fans, an exclusive like opportunity to watch it in advance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
Yeah. So, or they do the thing. Remember when we went to go see the Star Trek? They had that you were there with us, right? When we seen Star Trek at San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah. And it was in advance. Like, I don't know. It just, to make it more special for the fans, I think that would be reasonable. But
I agree 100%. And then now we have Avengers Doomsday, May 1st, 2026. Spider-Man 4, 2026, and Avengers Secret Wars 2027. in some of these films, they're going to have to introduce the mutants more. I think in Secret Wars, because they had a big part in the comic book Secret Wars. The X-Men were highly involved in that. So I think probably Secret Wars may lead to, maybe Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, they could also decided like to add something to the schedule because I mean, what May 2027? That's 3 years, right? Over 3 years from now, things can change. We'll see,
Yeah.
though. Yeah,
You guys got to hurry up, man. Passpoint's getting old, So
Passport's getting old.
all right, next slide. Matthew Lillard reveals he wants to return as Ghostface in Scream 7. Do be alive. Anybody probably has seen the original Scream, Stu was one of the original killers in Scream. He hasn't been seen since. All I remember
Didn't he die?
Woozy here, man. So,
I thought he died in that movie.
they never really said, but I'm getting woozy. Remember, he got stabbed.
Yeah.
You're getting a little bit woozy, man. So he said he wants to return, and who knows? I think it'd be pretty cool. But I recently seen I stopped watching Scream like after this third movie about a year ago. I caught up with them. The last 2 or 3 were pretty entertaining. So,
Oh yeah, the one with like Jenna Ortega, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, they were actually pretty good.
They're actually pretty good. I was surprised. One of my favorite shows back in the day was King of the Hill, and looks like it's coming back, the series, but it's going to be on Hulu. If it's anything like Futurama that came back on Hulu, I'm imagining it's going to be about 10 episodes long, and the character on the right is Bobby Hill. Last time we seen him, he was like in grade school, and this one they show that he's an adult and he's like works in a restaurant.
Oh wow!
It does jump, in time, but it's been over probably close to 10 years since this show ended, and it used to be on Fox, so it's coming back on Hulu. And I look more into it. Hulu doesn't have a specific date and year that it's coming out yet. But I always like this show, so hopefully it'll be good. And it's, like I said, hopefully maybe sometime next year, but Hulu didn't give any more information besides that. And this one I also posted on Peter's channel when we did it earlier this week. Harry Potter was one of my favorite movies. I even read the books. And it says Harry Potter TV series due to hit HBO in 2026. And they didn't mention more about this when I read this article, who the actors are, but it looks like it's coming in a year from now. So did you ever read the books, Rob?
I read a few of them. Janine has read them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good franchise. I'm looking forward to see what HBO does. Maybe they come back to Comic-Con and do some stuff there.
Oh, that's a good point.
Nice.
And when they were Comic-Con, the Harry Potter, when those movies, everybody wanted to go to those panels. I heard also that each book is going to be a season.
Oh wow. Okay.
So they're really going to extend it. So I think there was like between 7 and 8 books, and so each book is going to be a season. That's what I heard. So yeah, hopefully in 2026 that first season will come out. I want to see who the actors are, because they're going to have a lot of pressure on them to match up to the original actors of this.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah,
there's always they're going to face a lot of comparison. The whole time.
So we'll see. 2026. And what else here? So this came out. I seen this recently. The first look at Nicolas Cage in the new Spider-Man Noir series. If I pronounced that word right, did I pronounce it right? Noir. So
it's interesting because it's like he got popular with Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know about this being a whole movie. We'll see. But I'm not. It's like a Spider-Man movie no one really asked for.
Yeah.
But
and Nicolas Cage too, so he's kind of old.
And in the meanwhile, we got Craven, Morbius. Is this going to be like one of those? So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's a fresh take. I'm hoping it's like fresh, new, and exciting. But yeah, my hopes are not really up for this. But we'll see.
I like the comic book character. It's a different take on Spider-Man, But yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. Believe it or not. So this segment, I just pull clips that I find on the internet, like Ripley's Believe It or Not. And are you ready for the first one, Rob?
Let's do it.
This one I found very interesting. I went, dang. So I looked it up afterwards and going, yep, it's true. If it's on the internet, it's true. So Ireland, Sean's Bar has been serving since 900 AD, is one of the world's oldest pubs. Archaeological evidence and a complete list of owners date its history back over 1100 years to its operation in the 10th century.
Wow.
And I looked it up, I Googled it too, and I said, wow, this
It's
is
real.
true. This is real. I went, that's amazing that they have evidence of it since 900 AD. That's crazy.
People need to drink.
People need to drink back then. Yeah, now more than ever, but back then. So I thought that was pretty cool news. And this one I just found kind of funny. It says women uses chopsticks to eat 1 gram of rice at a time, sets Guinness record. I looked it up, and sure enough, it was on TikTok. She just mastered it, and she ate, I think she ate about 36 or 37 single grains of rice in a minute. I thought it was pretty funny.
I think you should try to beat her.
Yeah. So I looked at the video. Honestly, it was kind of boring. She just go ding, 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 ding. Did I get it? That was about it. I went, they should have had like a pre-show, like a wrestling, are you ready to rumble? Or something like that, So I thought that was pretty funny, what Guinness does for world records, And my last slide, I thought this was funny too. So Shakespeare book returned to New Jersey Library 100 years overdue. The daughter, her grandmother had this book, and she just found it in her house, and she just returned it to the library 100 years overdue. You turn to find out that the book is like maybe a little bit valuable because not too many books were made of this Shakespeare book back in the day. So it's low print. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. But she had, she was nice enough to return it 100 years overdue. I was like,
yeah. I wonder if she realized if it was worth something. Like, would she have done the same thing? Like, would she have, or would she have been like, oh, wait a minute?
So they just found out that the book was, had some value of it, So speaking of value, which I didn't put on the slides, and I should have, that Ohtani, the home run that he hit, the 50th home run, it sold. Did you know how much it sold for?
No, what was it?
It was his 50th home run, and what made it so valuable was he was the first player to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases in 1 year.
Yeah.
So it was in LA. A fan got it. He put it on Golden. It just sold like about 2 days ago. That one baseball, the Dodgers offered him $300,000 for that ball. He turned it down. It just recently sold this, I think yesterday, for over $4 million.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, we both said it. He was going to get more.
Oh, yeah.
And remember, we were like, oh, they should throw in like tickets.
I know.
But yeah, no, good for him.
Yeah, good for him, And they showed the video of him getting the ball. There was this other kid that had his hand on it, but this other guy jumped on it and it kind of twisted away from him. So that kid was suing him. So I'm not sure what happened, because he had the ball first and he wrestled it away from him.
America.
So if we're ever at a baseball game and it's like a highly sought off ball, what we're going to do is I'm going to push you in front of everybody and I'll die for it. Okay.
Yeah. Just throw me into the crowd. I'll take everyone down.
Yeah.
Efren, get the ball. Did you get it?
And then I'll change my number. I'll change everything.
Oh, wait. No.
Yeah. Okay. Up on comics, down on comics. God, I had a paper here. Hang on for a second. See if I can find it. You see how prepared I am. Oh, here it is. So I wrote this down. So my up in comics is something I really like to do, and Rob has been with me at comic book conventions. Maybe he doesn't like it that much, because when we are in line to get like a creator signature or just talk to them, I end up talking to them for like a few more minutes than normal people do. Some people just say hi, can you sign this for me? Thanks a lot. I get into talking to them, about their creations, what they do. And I know a lot of people behind me probably don't enjoy that, but so that's one of the things that I enjoy doing. So that's my up in comics. My down in comics is, obviously, that Rob and I read comic books. There's this one comic book. The last book came out on April of 2023, which was issue number 2. And issue number 3 hasn't come out yet at all. So we're talking about, you know, over a year, you know, in this book, and it's a indie book. I'm not going to name. I don't want to throw shade on anybody who's doing this book. I guess they must have their
I'm
reasons.
like, what's the book?
I'll tell you afterwards. You
All
know, so,
right.
um, I think I sent the writer a message on Instagram. I'm saying, you know, why the holdup? You know, the last book came out a year ago, basically, and issue number 3 hasn't come out. You know, and it's been a year. And I've
Usually,
seen it in solicitations. It's supposed to probably come out probably later on, beginning of next year, but that's a
so
long time.
yeah, usually the writer has the story like pitch
Yeah,
sold like for the first like major arc, the first 5 to 6 issues.
yeah,
So if there's something holding up issue number 3, most likely it's something else in the process, you know? Uh because yeah, when they just to even get the book rolling, right? They would have to have like that first full arc like pitched and approved. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, tell me later. Tell me
I'll see you later.
what this
If anybody wants to know, send me a message on
that
Instagram. I'll
this
let you know the
book
book.
is.
So I've been reading it, and this is like a 3 arc series, so to speak. So far, the first 2 arcs are done, and they came out on a, you know, regular time. Maybe they might have missed a month or so. But I go, man, when did I read this book again? I go, dang, it was like 2023. And I just seen
Yeah,
recently on
that's crazy.
solicitations that issue number 3 is coming out. So probably sometime next year, issue number 3 will
Yeah,
come
yeah.
out.
Normally a full arc is like 5 to 6 issues.
Yeah.
Like one
And
arc is usually 5 issues, you know. So only having 2 issues out, I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
something's
I'm
up.
not a, you know, they have their reasons, you know, but yeah, I think that's a long time. I'm sure people just forgot about the book. You know, I just happened to see a solicitation for issue number 3. I go, damn, when did I read this book? I go, so yeah, the last book was from April of 2023, and issue 3 is probably coming out sometime next year. You know, so, and that was my up on comics and down on comics. And what did we buy this time? I have my books from New York Comic Con. A friend of mine went, and he got me 4 of the books. He got, you know, it's crazy when you go to any con, it's really busy. I have them right here in front of me. The reason they're foil covers, so bear with me. I'm gonna put on some gloves because if you have foil covers, I just don't want to get thumbprints on it. So if I ever get them graded, you know, I want them to be as clean as possible. So bear with me while I put on my gloves here. You can tell I'm a professional when it comes to comic books. Let me get rid of this slide here. On here, and let me see if I can make.
Yeah, go full screen.
Yeah, see if I can make myself full screen. Here we go. Okay, let me put my gloves on. So one of them is the Absolute Batman, and that one is not a foil one, but I'm gonna take them out of the bags because I want people to see them as much as possible without the reflection. So here's this one I got right here.
Oh, the Kira.
Yeah, Kira
Like,
one. So I
homage.
told him he got it for me.
Nice.
So this is a friend who I press comic books for, and I do press my own books. And you know, I pressed it for him, and you know, he lives in San Diego area, and I said, hey, you know, can you press some of my books? Said, yeah, you know, and not that I do this for everybody, but you know, for friends and family, uh, I don't charge. I said, no, I'm not going to charge you, man. I got, you know, it's not a big deal. So he got me all these books. He paid for all these books basically.
Oh, nice.
He said, no, 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 you're doing this for me. I went, all right, man. You know, I was ready to pay for it. He says, no, you know, you're pressing these books for free. It's the least I can do. This is I have the original cover of this book, and I've always liked it. It's Wonder Woman. It's drawn by David Finch.
Oh, I like Finch. Yeah.
38, and I have the original one, and this is a foil version of it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like David Finch. Yeah, he's a great artist.
Yeah. So this is a reprint. So it's a foil cover of a book, previous book, but I always liked this cover, so I got this one. And another one. This one is by Near Mint Plus. Brent, the owner, really nice guy. And I bought these books signed by him. They're going to go in the CGC, but I also wanted a raw copy of it. I really liked. I just for some reason I go, that's a cool cover. This is an old X-Men book. It's a Jim Lee cover, and here it is right here.
Oh yeah, that's the
Scott Williams book.
Yeah, but that cover is the first appearance of Omega Red.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I realize that. Good catch there. So this is a foil cover, and it came with a trading card too. see it right here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my last book is a Transformers #1. Also a foil cover. And I might as well get this one too. And this is the original Transformers comic book that came out, I believe, in the 1980s. It's 40 years, 1984. And I got this book.
Oh yeah. That's the don't you have the original one too?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
certain.
think I sold it,
Yeah.
But it says here, 40th year.
Just like Terminator.
Just like Terminator, huh? Coincidence?
Terminator, yeah.
So those are the 4 books that am I out of focus?
Yes, you are.
Yep. Hang on. Technology.
It's AI.
Everybody. Yeah, AI. There we go. Years ago, if I would have been out of focus and the show, I would have freaked out and probably just stopped the show. So, do you have anything to show, Rob?
Yeah, I finally got the print in
I
a
know you
frame
did.
that I can. Yeah. It's been behind me there. I got this from Bottleneck Gallery. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like holding my laptop. I ordered it. Geez, I want to say it was like in April or May, and then it came. I want to say in August is when I got it, and I just didn't get it in a frame. We've been dealing with some home repairs, but Bottleneck Gallery, they do like these high-end prints, and this one had just kind of a crazy story to it. And I like Disney, and then there's some details like with fast food restaurants, but the artist, I guess, like his wife was ill, and they had a family trip to Disneyland plan, and the road trip, in his mind with his kid and wife, it involved like, stopping at burger joints and
Sure.
all that stuff. But then she got sick. And so she was almost like disabled, bedridden in the hospital, getting treatment. And as he would drive to the hospital, he would see this house that was being like gutted and renovated. And so he just started thinking about like, the vacation that they were supposed to do. And he put this print together. And so they actually sold this print originally at a Primus concert.
Okay.
And then Bottleneck reached out and they were like, we would like to do a run of the print. Not with Primus, but just like as you as an artist. So yeah, no, it was pretty cool. And they had like 2 different versions of it. And so I went with this color palette. I thought it was better. So, but yeah, that's it. That's the only thing I have is this poster that I got, this print. But yeah, Bottleneck Gallery, check them out. They usually do drops and they sell out pretty quick typically. They're kind of like Mondo. Mondo.
It's a very interesting looking poster. Next time I go to your house, I got to take a better look at it, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, like you could even see like there's like a Bob's Big Boy in the
my God
background.
Oh wow.
There's Wendy's, like little things that are very California, and then like to the story, like one of these statues has like the Red Cross. But yeah, I guess it was so thinking about like just what he went through, I thought it was pretty interesting. Pretty cool. So I got it.
Okay. Anything else?
Hello? Oh, that's it for me.
Let's get you back here. And let's get the slides. Why do we buy this time? That's all we got. That's all, folks. We are done with the show. Let me see, a little bit under an hour. That's not bad. We try to do as much information as we can. One of these days, we're going to go like about 5 hours. Rob's going to be can I get off the air? No.
I'm like, I get 5 hours, man. Yeah, no, work. I'm super busy with work, and so I'm glad we can spend an hour together. That's also a nice break. I always
enjoy talking to you, man. So we should be back next week. Knock on wood. We might take some time off for the Christmas vacation. I know I won't be around for Christmas. I'm sure Rob's going to be busy with his family. Retired, not retired.
I will be going down to San Diego in a couple of weeks, though.
Oh,
so
nice.
Remember that? Yeah, I think I told you about that, but go checking out the zoo. So.
Oh yeah. So
look at he's like, oh yeah, what maybe?
Yeah. So I'll be gone from November 17th or somewhere around there. I think I'm taking off for a week.
Oh, okay. No, it'll be before that.
Okay, cool.
So
So
I'll
once
remind you later.
again, this is Up with Comics. This is a weekly show where we give you up to the minute comic book and entertainment news, whatever pops on our feeds, and we try to get it to you. The World Series is going on right now. I don't want to talk about who's playing because I don't like that team too much.
Oh, what an ending though. That was, I mean,
yesterday.
to
Yeah, I
end
really
a
watched
game,
it
like
yesterday.
that's
Grand
the way you
slam.
end a game, man.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
wow. I'm not sure who's winning right now. Probably gonna take a sneak peek after that. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat. But tell your family I said hi, Rob. And until next week, everybody, be safe, take care, and let me get my video up here. Buy a comic book and read it. Bye, everybody.